This isn't even being picked up by Western media.
Since 2022, China has launched 8 Shang-3 class nuclear-powered guided missile submarines and likely will have all 8 operational by 2027, providing the Chinese with a clandestine land attack option against critical infrastructure in Alaska and along the West Coast. Meanwhile, adversaries are developing and fielding advanced nuclear and conventional delivery capabilities, cruise, hypersonic, and ballistic missiles, as well as fractional orbital bombardment systems, or FOBs, to threaten not only Alaska and Hawaii, but the entire continental United States. The Chinese are developing ICBMs equipped with hypersonic glide vehicles, as well as FOBs weapons that can approach North America from the south rather than the traditional northerly vector for which our legacy early warning radars were designed. Such systems would erode strategic stability by degrading our ability to provide granular and actionable warning of an inbound attack. The Chinese have also begun fielding a conventional armed ICBM equipped with hypersonic glide vehicles that can range targets throughout Alaska, providing Chinese leaders strike options against our homeland below the nuclear threshold. Russia's advanced missiles, like the nuclear-armed Avangard hypersonic glide vehicle, are designed to circumvent the ground-based radars used by NORAD and NORTHCOM to detect and characterize an inbound threat and challenge the ability to provide threat warning and attack assessment. And finally, the North Koreans have successfully flight-tested ICBMs with enough boost to deliver a nuclear payload anywhere in North America, and in October of 24 unveiled a new ICBM design that may be designated to carry multiple nuclear-armed reentry vehicles. In the era of strategic competition, we recognize that geography no longer provides the protection and standoff range of the past.
And with that, I'm going to give a little readout here because you should get the fuck away from these sites that I'm about to list off, because I can tell you where the targeting is going to come in the continental United States. If you live in Guam, I know you lived a nice life, a beach paradise. It's probably time to pack up because Guam's going to get hit hard. The primary ground-based radar arrays supporting U.S. Northern Command, NORAD, for detecting ballistic missile threats to the continental United States are upgraded early warning radars and related systems operated by the U.S. Space Force Command, primarily monitor the North Pole. So when he said that these hypersonic glide vehicles remaneuver with their MIRV systems, the rockets and the missiles that are multiple entry missiles pretty much, they're going to be coming from the South Pole now. So there will be no ground detecting early warning system for this. Because the hypersonic glide vehicles, it's almost impossible to target them. They're going to hit Cape Cod Space Force Station, Massachusetts, Beale Air Force Base, California, Clear Space Force Station, Alaska, Pituffik Space Base, formerly Thule Air Base. Okay, it's an Eskimo word. Greenland. RAF Flying-Dale System Air Base, United Kingdom. Other auxiliary bases, Cobra Dane at Erickson Air Force Base in the Aleutian Islands, Alaska. Cavalier Space Force Station, North Dakota. Long Range Discrimination Radar, Clear Space Force Station, Alaska. You do not want to be living within 100, maybe they'll probably leave DC because of how poor of a job they're doing.
Yeah.
It's just like what the Iranians said.
They don't want to kill their assets.
Yeah, why would I want to kill Trump? He stepped in our trap. And whether a bipolar, tripolar world order deal was struck with the summit in Asia with Putin and Xi and Trump all meeting within a very short time of each other, I'm not so sure the deal can even be pulled off.
Why?
Because they would agree to that deal to buy themselves time.
Just like the Japanese did before they hit Pearl Harbor.
Why split a pie 3 ways when you can have the whole damn pie? Correct? Wouldn't that make more sense now that we're layering our game theory here?
I think I have no fucking idea what's going on. That's what I think. I thought I had it all figured out 36 months ago, 2 years ago. I thought I knew exactly what needed to be done. I thought there was divine intervention at Butler and that it was a sign from God that Trump was America's Messiah. And now I've come to the realization that Nobody in the United States of America has a fucking clue what's going on. And the more certain you are that you know what's going to happen, the more of a fool you turn out to be. That's the problem. We're supposed to be a constitutional republic with accountability to the people, but how can the people hold the political class accountable in the United States of America if the people don't have a fucking clue what's going on?
If they can't even read 2 paragraphs.
And that is the greatest threat to our national security, the information war. Not to have this, this labored kind of just beaten dead horse motif.
It's not redundant,
but
it's accurate.
That's what happened. They intentionally made an information war. They waged an information war. This started with Mockingbird, probably before Mockingbird. Escalated with Mockingbird. They had a monopoly on all information. Then they develop the internet through DARPANet, and they give us the illusion of decentralized information. But really what it did was create such a mess of distractions and different theories and ideas and different levels of censorship and different incentives and special interests and manipulations and corruptions that we're just as confused as we ever were. We're totally divided. No one has a fucking clue what's going on. Nobody knows anything about anything. I mean, you cannot even get 3 people to agree on what the best workout routine is. That's how fucking confused everybody is. There's a study coming out every minute about every single topic you can possibly imagine, and they all conflict with each other as to whether or not anything is A or B. I mean, I could find study after study after study saying that aspartame is totally harmless at all of the levels that we consume it in the United States of America, saying that we could have up to 48 cans of Diet Coke every single day without any negative side effects. And then I could find study after study after study that says aspartame was given to mice and they died after X amount of volume per kilogram. So is it deadly or is it totally safe? Does it make you a retard or is there no impact? Is the fluoride in the water making us retarded or not? Are the vaccines making us autistic or not? Is it the fact that we're having all these, what's it called again? Geriatric pregnancies that's causing the autism? Because I know
IVF?
Right, IVF. Is that what it is? Nobody fucking knows for sure what is happening about basically anything. We can't even agree as to whether or not the earth is round or flat. We can't agree as to whether or not we've been to the moon or not. We certainly can't agree as to whether or not there is a God or isn't a God. And if we do agree that there is a God, we can't agree to any of the details as to whether or not Jesus Christ was his son or embodied himself, or whether or not to go to the Lutheran church, the Presbyterian church, the Baptist church, the Episcopalian church. Are we supposed to be Greek Orthodox or Russian Orthodox? Are we supposed to be Anglican or Catholic? Are we supposed to be Christadelphian, Scientologist, Jehovah's Witnesses, or Mormon? Nobody can fucking agree about anything because the fucking printing press and DARPANet came out, had sex, fucking scattered pages all over the planet, and then just waged physical war and information war, so we're all just retarded and fat and comfortable and confused like Forrest fucking Gump when Jenny just kept fucking leaving. I am not a smart man, Jenny, but I know what love is. I am not a smart man, Uncle Sam, but I know what war is. But I have no fucking clue why we always seem to be in one.
What was that CIA chief?
Mockingbird.
No, where he said,
Dulles.
They asked him, how would we know when your campaign's successful? And he said, when everything the average citizen believes is a lie.
Sounds like Dulles. I don't know, but I've heard the quote.
Yeah. So we're at that stage of the end game.
Yeah, and they have the audacity to name a fucking airport after him.
And that
Washington,
airport
DC.
fucking sucks.
It's brutalist.
What a shit
it's
airport.
Brutalist. It's trash. And he's responsible for the assassination of JFK. He and LBJ. For the sake of nuclear proliferation, everyone in the world can have nukes except for Iran.